so everything is popping.
This thing rules. This thing rules.
Oh, hey, what's up? I'm Brian Altano.
And I'm Max Scoville.
This is a show where we discuss something we love,
Unpack why we love it,
explain where it came from,
try to remember our first impressions of it,
share our weird stories about it.
maybe learn something new about it along the way.
But first and foremost, we're here to celebrate the fact that this thing rules.
Happy Friday, Brian.
Happy Friday, Max.
Happy Friday. What? Do you like Fridays?
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, I feel like we probably should have cleared that before we started recording about it. But like, I know some people prefer a Saturday.
We should do an episode of This Thing Sucks for April Fool's Day.
We should.
And we'll pick a thing we don't like. Unfortunately, that's not today because I think Fridays are great.
No, Fridays are good. Sometimes they're good Fridays. There's a bunch of, religious observances of Fridays. We're not going to bother with that. That's a whole thing. But I do think the sort of mythological context of Fridays is interesting because Fridays comes from the Norse for Frigg's Day. So you could say it's the best friggin' day of the week and be factually accurate. And it's also, I think in a bunch of Romance languages, it's like the Venusian day. It's like Vendredi, which is like, the planet Venus or the goddess Venus, which is like...
Is it Frigg's Day? Like it's cold, like it's frigid?
No, there's like a Norse goddess named Frigg or Freya. I used to think it was Freya's Day, but apparently there's no connection there. Or they're not related, or they do like a Dragon Ball fusion at some point. I don't know Norse mythology that well. I played the God of War games. That's about it. But Friday. I always liked Friday because I don't know. It feels kind of like going from like a cold place into a warm place or a warm place into a cold place, like when it's a hot day and you go to an air conditioned room. It's like that with school or work or whatever. And there's a kind of like, I don't know, there's something you look for. You spend the whole day being looking forward to something and then you get that sense of like release. And I don't know, some days it's also Friday can still be a big pain in the ass because you got work and you got to deal with, adult bullshit. But it's still got that, I feel like it's still got that little carrot. It's got that light at the end of the tunnel,
It does. It's like no matter, the weak can't hurt you anymore. I'm not the weak, like as in like the weak who inherit the earth. I mean like the weak, their weekdays are done. Now I know that like there's people listening who are like, well, my Friday is actually Monday, and I want to make this abundantly clear this has nothing to do with you.
Please stop listening right now. Do not listen to this program anymore.
No, I understand. There's people who always say that, and I get that, but we're going with the sort of classic sense of
we're
Monday,
doing
Tuesday,
the heteronormative 9 to 5 Eurocentric Friday of just the 5 day. Yeah. No, like I used to work opening shift at a coffee shop, and so I'd get up and start work at 4:30 in the morning, and I think I worked like I don't know, I think my Friday was a Wednesday or something. I can't even remember what the day, but I remember like there was one day on my birthday we were like, yeah, we're gonna party after this, and we wound up going to like Safeway and buying like a 30 pack at like 10 in the morning, and people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's like, I just got off work, it's my Friday, and they're like, dude, it's like the middle of the morning on like a Thursday, what's wrong with you? But yeah, I mean that whole thing is there's the Friday state of mind, there's that just that the second you're just like, all right, gonna just clock out, just take some time off. That's the end of the week. And I don't know, it's funny. Like I've been like getting my kid ready for school and stuff. And there's still that feeling of like, I've always had that feeling where it's like, oh, like the end of the week is approaching. That's great. But having that with like a kid who is just learning how the days work is like it's so funny because she's like learning to appreciate. She's like, is it the weekend? Or I'll be like, do you know what tomorrow is? And she's like, is it the weekend? And I'm like, no, it's not. We got 3 more days, dude. That the day is better than that. I told her about Jerry though.
Oh, our old security guard at IGN. Yeah. So at our old office at IGN, we had this guy named Jerry, and he would always say the day of the week. And then he would also, if it was the closer you got towards the end of the week, the more he would start to get excited about a movie releasing that weekend.
Yeah, but I just love that he was like the calendar NPC. Like he would walk in the door and he would Advent man. Yeah, he would do 2 things. He would shout the day of the week, and he would shout whatever movie he was seeing. And so it was this wonderful. I completely forgot about the movie part of that. But no, I was telling her, and I think I'm trying to just make this like a thing around the house. But his whole thing is he would go like Wednesday, yeah. And he would like fist pump, and it would be like, sometimes he would be like, Tuesday, almost the weekend. And we're like, We're
Not
like, no,
even
it's not.
close.
It's not at all. But the whole like yeah was just this fucking professional wrestler sounding, and he would just be like, yeah, like fist
And
pump.
then he would be like, Friday, Venom 2.
Yeah,
And you'd be like, all right. And on Monday, he would go, Monday, Venom 2. I liked it.
yeah.
And he would go, oh, I get a little review. And, but also with a little bit of self-doubt.
Yeah.
Of
No,
like,
I remember one. It was like he was like, Great Wall, Matt Damon. And then we like asked how it was. There's that Great Wall movie with Matt Damon. He was like, a lot of Chinese people. And it's like, yeah, dude, it's about the fucking Great Wall of China. What did you expect?
which wall did you think it was about the gum wall?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you would always get a little bit of like, like you'd get a little movie review, and sometimes it would be a movie where we all agree. We'd be like, yeah, man, that was a good time,
I don't know. I mean,
Avengers
I think
Endgame, all right.
I love
Spider-Man.
having that man was the closest thing to like an advent calendar come to life I've ever met, Yeah. Just like that feeling of just he was always excited about, getting through the day, but also the approach of the weekend, and he had like some little thing to look forward to. And I don't know, it's just funny to walk into a building and have a guy dressed like a cop with a haircut like a pineapple just shout Aquaman at you. And then the day of the week. Occasionally he would get it wrong too, which I feel like is the inverse of the broken clock is right twice a day, where it's like the security guard who shouts the day of the week is also incorrect several times a year.
He would be like Thursday, and we'd be like, it's Tuesday, Jerry, and he'd be like, yeah. Which is like if you got an advent calendar and like a Easter egg fell out of it, you'd be like, that doesn't make a ton of sense. No, I think with us specifically, like for what you and I do, which is obviously a weird job we've talked about a lot, but we don't really do a lot of shows on Fridays at IGN because it takes a long time to edit those or ingest those and publish those. You have to make thumbnails and what we call pub info and all that stuff. And so like a lot, almost, I think almost all of our shows here are kind of done and dusted by Thursday afternoon, right? We pretty much have everything shot. And for you and me specifically, we did a show called Up at Noon for a really long time, which was a live show we shot on Thursday afternoons, and we would build up to it all week. And then after that, we would kind of figure out like, what do we want to break out from this? Do we want to clip out as its own thing? Hopefully it'll do well. And you and I would sit there and we'd make silly thumbnails for our videos and stuff like that. But there was this sort of like, for me, Friday is kind of like a cleanup day in terms of like, all right, I've done, we've done an episode of Beyond, we've done Nintendo Voice Chat, we've done you've done Next Gen Console Watch. We used to do Up at Noon, right? And so Fridays is kind of just like, hey, so it's a little bit of look back and a little bit of look forward, and it's kind of quieter for me. I usually get some meetings and I get these like frantic, like, oh no, this thing happened, or here's something to be anxious about this weekend for next week.
No, I know
for
that
the most part, it's like it's
plenty
done.
of people with real jobs like Friday can suck in some cases where you got to pick up play catch up for all the shit that you didn't get to during the week.
Yeah.
But I think there is kind of a universal understanding that like the wheels start to fall off a little bit on Fridays. Like, I know a lot of companies, there's the whole thing of the 4-day work week. Like a lot of companies have tried that out and they're like, oh, it doesn't really change that much. Like people still get their work done. If anything, they get their work done more efficiently because they're not just like stretching it out. And then I know some companies do like summer Fridays, which is like such a nice thing to do. Like it's such a smart, I don't know, it's a kind upside to the workplace bullshit. But I mean, there's that expression like Thursday's the new Friday, which I feel like people been saying that since college. And then I mean, in college, I remember there weren't really Friday classes. That was a whole thing.
Yeah. No, I think a big part of it that I really love is the idea of like, no matter what you do today, you don't have to wake up early for anything tomorrow, really, right? Like
that's true. That's true, unless you do have to wake up early, in which case.
Yeah, like if your kid is in a soccer tournament or something. My kid was like, she wanted a soccer ball for Christmas last year, and we got her one, and then like we just kicked it around the backyard, and then my mother-in-law sent us like a regulation size goal, and we have like a non-regulation size backyard. We have
everybody needs goal.
Yeah, everybody needs goals in their lives. And so we set it up in the backyard. Luckily, it's collapsible, and we're like kicking the ball around. And we're like, "Hey, do you want to do soccer?" And she's like, "Yeah." And we signed her up for this 4-week soccer class. And then, basically a week later, before it even started, she was like, "I don't want to do it." And I'm like, no one wants to do sports less than your dad. Trust me. So I get it. But also, like, I had to do that shit for 10 years, thanks to my Italian mom being like, maybe one day you'll be the next Ronaldo or whatever the guy's name is, you know? So you can do 4 weeks. And also, if it sucks, you hate it so much, we'll pull you out of it. But like weekends for me growing up as a kid used to be like, I would wake up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It'd be like really cold out in the fall. And I'd have to like go out to like a soccer field and do like a tournament all day. And I hated it. I hated doing all of it. We have a lot of, friends who are parents to kids who are like really into sports, and their weekends are dominated by that. And every time I throw anything at my kid to catch, I realize she's more of like an indoor art school kid. And I'm like, thank you
That's
so
fine.
much,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ and God. And so like weekends are usually, we try not to stack them with too much stuff, especially not early in the day. So Saturdays for me are like this wonderful thing where I'm like, oh, I can have three tall boys and watch a stupid movie at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. And if I wake up a little bit rickety, who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like this, it's not like I got to run out the door and do this, this, and this. I don't work on Saturdays. It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No,
I'll wake up and make pancakes.
I mean, we're getting into Saturday morning territory. This is really more of a Friday show, but yeah, no, that's, I will say that is a weird wrinkle of parenthood. Is like, I remember as a kid, you know, I look forward to Fridays. One big reason I like Fridays was TGIF on ABC.
Yeah.
We'd watch,
Yeah.
we'd see what that Urkel was up to, see what he was doing, find out what the boy was doing, meeting the world that week.
Was Snick on Fridays
No,
or was
it was
that
on
Saturday
That
nights?
would be FNIC. It was on Saturdays.
Is that what it stood for?
Yeah, it was Saturday Nick. Saturday Night Nick.
I thought it stood for Scary Nickelodeon.
All that wasn't scary.
It was kind of scary, giving children that much power.
There was that
Like a
girl who
sketch
dressed up
comedy
like
show.
Ross Perot. That was kind of a weird. Yeah, I don't
They
know.
had like a rotating furniture set that would occasionally trap people's limbs.
Yeah, they had the big orange couch. Yeah, there was some cosmic horror going on in SNICK. But no,
that was
TGIF was like
TGIF.
it was like I'm a program. I mean, that was like some of the first stuff I remember like looking forward to watching as a kid. And I think my mom was like, yeah, I'll watch sitcom bullshit and then you can go to sleep and I'll watch NYPD Blue or whatever the fuck was on at the time. And yeah,
it was Full House, Step by Step, Family Matters, and then there was one they would rotate one in that would always get canceled.
It was Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a talking baby one for a little bit.
What?
Yeah, there was like a talking baby show.
They would always have like the Sweeps Week shit or like the pilots that they got stuck in there. And I remember like there was like Fish Police, I think. I don't know if that was on there, but
Fish Police.
Fish Police. Everyone remembers Fish Police.
Is that cops that try to arrest fish, or is that fish that are cops?
It was like when The Simpsons blew up and there were a bunch of like other cartoon sitcoms that just came rolling out. There's like a dozen of those that did not go anywhere. There's like all these weird, forgotten, failed, animated sitcoms. But yeah, Fish Police, I remember watching when I was like 5 or 6 and not getting any of it, but being like, cartoon at night for grown up, cool. And yeah, I don't know. That was the thing to look forward to. The thing now though is like, I don't know. I feel like get up early in the morning during the week, and then I'm like, I'd love to sleep in a little bit, like not a lot, just a little bit. And of course,
same.
My kid just fucking jacking the boxes out of the bed at 5:30 in the morning on the weekend, and I'm like, I gotta drag her out during the weekdays. I don't know how she knows that. Like
they know.
The dog knows the time of day. The dog knows exactly what time it is that he wants food. There's that Pavlovian conditioning. He gets that. And I don't know how children can figure out how to do reverse Pavlovian conditioning for when they want to sleep in and when they want to wake up. And maybe it's because they're excited about weekends, which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's weird because it's like I've talked about it before, but my kid loves school, and it doesn't, I'm like, to the point where I'm like paternity test, but like, like the Saturdays will come around and like I'll come downstairs and I'll be like, oh man, this is awesome. Like, I can watch a couple minutes of a horror movie, or I can, play a video game with like blood in it, or you cut, head cutter 3D or whatever. And all of a sudden I make an espresso, I sit down, I kick my feet up, and I hear, and I'm like, yep, here she comes down the stairs. And I'm like, I'm not mad about it. I know what I signed up for when I, stopped using condoms 7 years ago. But I'm also kind of like, where's this energy on Tuesday?
Yep. Yeah, the thing I realize is right now we've got my kid in like a dance class, and it's not dance class. It's like the children, like this old lady like has in sweatpants is like, all right, and now we're jumping, and everyone jumps together, and it's like
Tumble
learning
time.
movement or whatever. It's very
Hmm.
very strange. But initially, we like sat with her, and we were like the parents being like, oh, we'll do this sort of together, and then gradually just kind of like Abe Simpson's back out of the. Or I guess not the Homer into the hedge, not the Abe Simpson. That's different. But just kind of slowly backed away and just disappeared. And like now she's just like, yeah, I'll do dance class. You can go get a coffee or whatever. And I'm like, thanks, kid. I appreciate that. But I do get this nice little thing where, early in the morning on a Saturday, having like just 40 minutes to myself, and it's like I can get a cup of coffee, drink read a book. I like getting chores done on a Saturday early. Like I love getting up early and just getting that shit out of the way.
Oh, dude, me too.
And it's just, I think it's just the fact that there's not any schedule to go with it. There's the kind of like, it's just nebulous, and it's,
well, it's,
yeah,
I don't, it's also, there's that little bit of guilt of like, I'm not doing, like, I can't just get up and lay on the couch all day. I have to get up and like do a bunch of shit and then feel like I earned fucking off.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, like, I'll work hard. I'll wake up and I'll like batch cook and clean and do the lawn, and like, there's these fucking spiders that I've never actually seen one of will just like build the shittiest nest on the fence in my backyard and be like, we live here. No, just they changed their mind. And they just leave like these little wisps, and I have to go out there once a week with gloves on so I don't get splinters and pull them all down. And one time I didn't wear splinters and I got or didn't wear gloves and I got this huge splinter. It was in there for like a month. You ever have a splinter stay in there so long that it has to come out on its own?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get rid of all the spiders shit, and then like I mow the lawn and rake the leaves and all that. And
We're
then
so
it's
old.
like
We're so old. We're such old. We're old dads.
It's like 1:00, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna crack a beer and open up all the windows and put on some stupid movie.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird how like I like having the option to. And again, we're fully just talking weekends at this point. But I love having like no ticking clock, no deadline. Like I hate when there's some shit we have to do at some point and it's like get everything done before that. I love the idea of like get as much done as I can and then stop when I want to, and that's nice. But I don't know.
You get to go to the hardware store.
Dude, I love the hardware store. I love to go to the Home Depot. I know where all that stuff
sometimes
is.
there's savings.
So people ask me where the stuff is. They say where the light switch covers, and I say, come with me, I'll show you.
The guy's like, do you need any help? And you're like, nope.
No, I got this.
I know.
Yeah. I hear that beeping sound. I see the lady with the flag. I know the forklift is coming. Here comes that forklift.
You could blindfold me and I could smell my way to the lug nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Friday activity at all, but the kind of thing that you can do because Friday has allowed the week to die.
Yeah. The Friday
week.
Comes in, it kills the week. It's great. It just comes in.
Not like the meek or whatever, right? The weak.
No.
Not like the people who aren't strong.
So what's the most Friday time of day?
The most Friday time of day of the week?
No, what's the most Friday time of the day? Like if there was an hour of the day that was Friday, what would it be? This is an easy one.
Hour. It's
there
lunch.
Was a time. No, it's not. You're mad.
Which hour of every other day that isn't Friday is the most Friday
can also.
hour?
I'm saying if the clock had days of the week on it, where would Friday be?
5?
Correct. That's the correct answer.
Is it 5? 5 to 6?
Yeah. 4 or 5 is Friday time. That's
not lunch.
No. So that's the thing. That's the thing I don't like about. I actually don't like lunch. Lunch frustrates me because it's. I never enjoy lunch because I'm always like I got to do stuff after this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always am kind of like
during this.
Yeah, no, exactly. I eat lunch at my desk now, but like I don't know. There's that some people are like, oh, I love lunch. I'm like, I don't know. It's nice to have a little blood sugar boost in the middle of the day, but it's like not that. It has that feel. It's like it's like I don't know. You're out on like shore leave. You're not discharged or whatever. I don't know what the expressions are for you're just visiting. You're not actually going home.
The other thing too is that you and I sort of defaulted to the kind of Mr. Mom roles in our respective marriages, and that means we both do all the pickup and drop off for our kid, and we also both do most of the cooking, right? And like I cook dinner almost every night, and then Friday comes around, and I'm like, nope, and there's no expectation of like, like you're coming home to a hot cooked meal or something like that. It's like this is the night where you push a button and people bring you food,
Mm-hmm.
or this is the night where you get in a car or you walk outside and you go blow off steam somewhere else. Like
That's
there's
the
no
best feeling in the world. I'm so
is the
excited.
best
I'm so
feeling.
excited to do that this week. But just like I don't know, is pizza? I know pizza's like an everyday food for you, but is pizza
It's
especially
real.
a Friday food?
Pizza's especially a Friday food for me. It's actually more of a Saturday thing for me because I like to have a couple hours to just kind of like be like, all right, I'm gonna turn on the oven and I'm gonna, I
Oh yeah,
preheat my
I
oven.
mean,
Like,
just like I guess that you cook a lot of it, but like going out to
yeah.
get it or yeah.
Oh, going out to get it? Yeah, Friday for sure. Friday feels like the perfect time to go get some pizza and beer and just kind
Friday
of
Pie
like
Day, yeah, it's a good
Friday
that's a good
Pie
time.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like, and it's also, I don't know, there's a bunch of really good breweries where I live and they're all family friendly. And like Friday's the perfect time to just sort of be like, let's just go there. They have rotating food trucks and they have like 100 different IPAs and shit like that. We'll play Uno and hang out. I'll bring my 3DS for my kid to play, and my wife and I will just vent about our weeks.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too, is like you don't really you don't you don't really want to complain about your, however bad your week was on a Friday night. Like again, it can't hurt you anymore. And so like I don't know, you could have a dog shit Thursday, and so could your roommate or your partner or significant other or whatever, and you could spend until you go to sleep complaining about it. There's no reason to do that on a Friday.
No,
Friday you
Friday.
just go,
It's time for having fun.
yeah, you go get that out of here. It
Yeah.
can't hurt you right now. It might come back like a ghost on Monday, but right now, who gives a shit?
When was
Can't
the
do
last time
shit.
you watched the movie Friday?
I haven't watched the movie Friday in a long time. I should watch the movie Friday.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
that. I used to love that movie. They made what, 3 Fridays?
Yeah, which is wild because there's a Friday almost every week. Like
Yeah,
you could
usually
do dozens of them by now.
not during leap months.
No, not on Leap
They
Week.
We skip.
So what's the premise of that? Is like what Ice Cube has the day off or something, or like and Chris Tucker's like
No,
you should just
that's. I think that's his song about a good day. I think he had the day off that
well,
day,
isn't
right?
it's kind of the same? It's kind of the same shit, isn't it? I feel like the Friday the movie is much more laid back than the.
Is it paid?
The
Does
song.
he get paid that day?
I think he's like I forget what the deal is. He like doesn't have school or work or something, and Chris Tucker's like you should just smoke weed on your porch, and then a bunch of shit goes sideways.
Yeah.
And
That
he's
that
got the-
movie has my favorite scene of any movie where somebody counts money.
Why? What happens?
Well, because he doesn't have enough money to pay the guy he owes money to, so he just takes like a bunch of bills out and he counts them and then flips them over and counts them again and goes to hand them to him. And for some odd reason, that's like the fucking funniest bit to me. I love it so
The part
much.
in that movie that kills me every time is when he's like about to hook up with a girl he likes, and then he's high as hell, and he looks over and there's all these ceramic dogs that are staring at him, and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
panics. I don't know. That's a good.
Well,
it's a
the
good
other
time.
thing about that movie I think about all the time is like he's like, we got cereal but no milk, and we got peanut butter but no jelly, and that's a big part of like why on Friday night I'm like, let's just go out.
Yeah.
Because like I'll look around. I sat there last night. I was like, I was so beat. I didn't know what I wanted to cook, and last night was Thursday, and I pulled up one of those like when you Google like ground beef recipes and you get one of those psychotic articles on like delish.com
Mhm.
that are like 89 ground beef recipes, and 16 of them are like crunch wrap but with like different spelling.
Dog
or it's
food.
like zucchini taco bowl, meat gun, like all this shit. And my kid's just sitting next to me, and I'm like, let's pick something for dinner. And we just go through, and I'm like, these fucking suck. All of these suck. And she's like, what about burgers? And I was like, no buns. And she's like, what about meatball sandwiches or whatever? And I'm like, no mozzarella. We're going through the whole thing, and I'm like, we don't have any of this shit. So I ordered Thai food.
Good shit.
When was the last time you went to TGI Fridays?
So I don't know if I've ever been to one. Did we go to did we go to that one in San Diego, or was that Applebee's?
No, you, me, and our friend John Carl, who's been a longtime friend of this show and everything else, and just a general great dude. We only get to see him a couple times a year, usually at events and at Comic-Con and stuff like that. But he took us to a TGI Fridays once, and we ordered like I think like almost every appetizer on the menu.
I think that was
And
yeah. He wanted to try all of them.
Yeah, and I think we did. I think that was the last time I was at one of them, because I don't know if so when I was a kid in New Jersey, we would go to them in high school because it was like it was all we could afford, right? It says, wow, the closest one to me is in Rinaldi Street in Los Angeles. Is that true? That's
That can't.
nuts.
Oh wow, a lot of them closed.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Yep.
Man, you know what probably
So
did
anyway,
that to him? You know what did that? Is the 4-day work week.
You think that's what did it?
I think it's what did it. I think people not working Fridays, they don't have any reason to go TGI Fridays and go to TGI Fridays.
Yeah,
And also a lot of other factors, but I think that probably had something to do with it.
I don't have one with I'd have to go down to Los Angeles for that, and that would be very funny.
So the
But no,
term, I looked this up. The term, thank God it's Friday, was first publicized in 1904 by some column in a newspaper. And I think there were only about 5,000 or 6,000 people around back then, and there were like 3 things to do. So everyone remembered that this guy said that in the newspaper, and it caught on. And then a bar was founded in I think 1968 in New York City called TGI Fridays, and yeah, then the dude fucking copyrighted it, which I think that's why I guess that's why the ABC thing was like TGIF. But like, I don't know, maybe they I feel like that was probably one of those weird legal things.
Yeah,
McDonald's
I think so.
tried to copyright I'm loving it, and people like you can't do that.
Is it like the barcade thing where like the guy that owns Barcade?
Yeah,
in
I
New
think it's
York,
exactly like that.
yeah, won't let anybody else use that word. No, we used to like going to TGI Fridays and Applebee's when we were in high school because it was like fucking dirt cheap, right? It was like $10 and you get like an appetizer, a salad, and a burger, and no one carded you there.
And what was that?
It was run by teenagers. This is in the 90s. I mean, like nobody. No, like 90s, early 2000s, you could go to any of these like Chili's, Applebee's, TGI Fridays. All those were just like interchangeable, and it was just extremely cheap. But then like the older you got, the more you were like, hey, wait a minute. This is microwave food. Like there's just a guy back there with microwave food. And then they started selling TGI Fridays shit at supermarkets.
Oh yeah.
Which is probably where you see it now. Like if you're at like some, like not a Whole Foods, right? Although I think I heard Whole Foods is like fucking around and selling Doritos and shit now. Like they're
I kind of want to get a bunch of frozen TGI Friday stuff and just put it in Whole Foods and just see if anyone gets frightened.
Yeah.
That's
that would be a fun prank. Jeff Bezos would be like,
I never really got me. Went to those restaurants much, and like I think by the time I would go to them, they weren't really cheap anymore.
Yeah,
I think they just got more expensive. I heard a weird thing fairly recently where everything else got so expensive, or regular fast food got so expensive that young people were just like, well, if we're gonna go and spend that kind of money, we might as well just go to Applebee's or whatever. So they started going to Applebee's instead, and they saw this weird spike in, I don't know, Applebee's. I think it was in the same time frame where, what was it, the Minions 3 made like $1 billion because teenagers were wearing suits to go see it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't understand young people and I'm old. Anyway, time to go to Home Depot and see what sort of screws they have this week.
Well, I'm looking at TGI Fridays website right now. They have this thing. It's $15. It comes with 2 cheeseburger sliders, some sort of weird orange dipping sauce, boneless wings, French fries, tater tots that are covered in like bacon and chives and cheese and all this other shit, and a little bowl of jalapenos. I don't know, man. Like with how much everything costs right now, seems like a good deal, even though all of it's obviously microwaved. $5 beers at happy hours.
$5 beers? Are you fucking kidding me? That's wild.
Yeah, right?
Who does that anymore?
Oh, man, I went from being like, I haven't eaten there in a while and probably never will again, to being like, oh shit, that looks like a good fucking deal. They got Chocatinis, Ho Ho Hennessy, Jolly Palmerita, Holiday Hot Cocoa and Cookie.
You know who's cool is King Friday from Mr. Rogers.
That's right. I don't like, is it his daughter? The mean one?
Which one is she? I don't know that lore that well. Took me a long time to realize that Daniel Tiger is a spinoff of that whole universe.
It's that show is so weird, man.
Henrietta Pussycat.
And there's this one mean puppet on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who that is. I know you're talking about. There's a lot of creatures I didn't know about. I don't know why I looked up King Friday. Now I'm on the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood Wikipedia. There's a lot of people on here I didn't understand. There's
Lady Elaine. That's who it is.
Okay, yeah, she's like crabby. She's a crab lady. Not
She
a
looks
crab
like she
physically,
just.
but
Her and Daniel Tiger look like they got rescued from a fire, and somebody was like, "You got to keep using these puppets, otherwise we'll be cursed."
yeah. Wasn't there that like Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks where he like carried the puppets around in like a big box, like Leon the Professional's guns or whatever? Like he would just like bring it into a place and open it up, and it's full of
Is that a real thing?
what, the Tom Hanks Mr. Rogers movie?
He did that for real?
I don't know. It was in a movie. I didn't see him do it myself personally, but I imagine he would have like a very durable box to carry these haggard puppets around.
I think Lady Elaine looks like somebody that would call ice on like a lemonade stand.
That's fair. Yeah, she was
Like
kind of the original Karen.
Yeah.
All right, so they got
she's
some
Karen
bad
as
names
fuck.
for these fuckers. There's the frog family, the platypus family. There's Harriet Elizabeth Cow, which sounds like a mean thing to call someone. There's Edgar Cook, again, which is just like a really regular ass name. There's H.J. Elephant the Third, the old hand job elephant. Okay, Betty Okanak Templeton Jones, James Michael Jones. There's like, these are just regular people. I think it's confusing. It's like how Sesame Street has like Elmo and Telly and then there's like there's like Greg or whatever. There's like a human man. No,
Yeah.
they don't make any puppets of him. There's Old Goat, New Goat, Donkey
What?
Hody, Hilda Dingleborder, Yo-Yo LaBelle, Audrey Duck, Catalion, Mr. Skunk, and the Trolley.
The Charlie is not a character. They're just calling him. I guess
He
is,
talks to that
maybe.
thing all the time. He's always talking to that.
It doesn't talk back though.
It dingles. It goes like ding, ding, ding. He's always like, hey, Trolley.
Does that count
I don't know, man.
as a character? That's like if I curse at like the edge of my cupboard because I hit my head on it.
I mean,
then
I think
it-
it's like
it
Pee Wee's
creeps.
Playhouse logic where some of the furniture is sentient.
Okay.
I think it's a fair comparison to make.
So what was it? His name was Friday?
King Friday, yeah. He was like the king of the land of make-believe.
Did they have kings for other days of the week or just?
Well, there was King Friday, there was Queen Sarah Saturday, and then Prince Tuesday. And that's it. That's
no,
kind of an
they
odd
didn't have the other
lineup.
ones? That is an odd lineup. What about the owl? Did they give him a
X
day
the
to
Owl.
X the owl?
That's bizarre.
And what did he on Sundays? He just fucking did arson.
I imagine so. I'm trying to think of other like Friday related media. There's really just kind of the movie trilogy.
Wasn't there what the name Friday is like? Was there like a
His
detective named Friday?
girl Friday. Here's my girl Friday or something. I never saw that. It's been a long week, man. I'm kind of
Dragnet. That's what it
Dragnet.
was. Yeah, Sergeant Friday. Sergeant
Oh.
Joe Friday. Yeah. Okay, I knew it was like a detective thing, but stupid.
That's pretty stupid.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that movie or
no.
that show growing up?
Wasn't there like there was like a SNL alum movie in the 80s or something? Wasn't
Yes. Yeah. My dad used to watch the original one, and we would put it on, and I was like, I don't get it. And then they made the live action or like the rebooted SNL one, and I was like, still don't get it. But that's one of the Fridays.
there? Okay, good Friday right there. That's a good one. Well, you know what? I think it's been a week. I think we should call it a day. A Friday, maybe even.
We should call it a Friday. And
Well,
then we will all enjoy our Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll be back again for Monday, which is not the worst of
yeah,
the
it
days.
is. Yeah, Monday can suck shit out of a dead dog's ass. Fuck Mondays.
Dude, it's totally fucking Tuesday.
What? Tuesday's
Tuesday
bad
is the
one?
worst. Yeah, Tuesday's the worst day. It's got to be.
I don't know. I don't
You-
hate Tuesdays as much as I should.
Why not?
I don't know.
How do I get you to hate Tuesdays more?
I don't know why. I feel like there's some like embedded ancient, Pavlovian thing of a reason I like Tuesdays, and I cannot fathom what it is.
Okay. I mean, we record a show together on Tuesdays, so maybe it's that.
I guess there's that. I feel like we've done a
Yeah.
lot of podcasts on Tuesdays together.
We have, yeah. We used to do Comedy Button on Tuesdays. We do Beyond on Tuesdays, but Mondays I don't hate. Tuesdays I'm always just like, fuck, we got this 4 more of these or 3 more of these or whatever before it's Friday,
Yeah.
and then I can actually just not do anything.
Mm.
And again, like I love what I do, but it's also like it can be a lot, Like I had to be up at 4:30 on Wednesday morning to yell about the Mario movie trailer. Not a real problem, but early for an old man.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Nintendo never does that on Fridays. Fridays are actually weird for our job specifically because if people put out news on a Friday afternoon, it's because they're trying to bury it. Like
I always say that like there's the things that had like the stuff that was designed on a Friday afternoon, or like that was a Friday afternoon decision. I always like to say with Pokemon in particular, you can tell which ones were designed on a Friday afternoon when it's just like a regular dog.
Yeah.
Or it's like that's just a seal and it's
The
called
lamp.
Seal. Yeah. I mean, they were just like grasping at straws. Even the lamp, I feel like they did a little bit of effort designing it. But there's like I don't know, there's like Voltorb, which is just a Pokeball with a face.
Yeah,
that was 4:30 on a Friday.
Afternoon.
That was phoning it in, just being
that was
like
4:30 on a Friday after like 3 cocktails and on a boozy lunch, right?
No, I think that's what the lamp is. I feel like the lamp is a boozy lunch Friday Pokemon.
Oh, you know what's cool now? For some odd reason, everyone decided that new music comes out on Fridays, for the most part.
Oh, really?
So like, yeah, new albums. Every time I look at like I don't know, do you ever pre-save albums you're excited for?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but that makes sense.
They always, I mean, for us it's weird because we're in California, so
that's why I like Tuesdays. That's what it is. When I work at Tower Records, Tuesday was like new. Oh, it was when new movies and new music dropped. Like that was physical media would always show up on Tuesday.
New music will drop Thursday at 9 p.m. for us, but like if I'm like already in bed or whatever because it's been a week, then I'll wake up on Friday morning and I'll be like, oh shit, there's a brand new Nas album.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. So Fridays are a treat for that. Also, new movies usually come out. I mean, they fuck that all up because they're like, they come out Wednesdays at midnight or whatever. Wednesday. TV show. I didn't like it. Left comments on your videos. No, Fridays used to be like the new movies are out. You would go see a movie on a Friday night, like in high school or college. Growing up, that was like a big like, okay, Friday's here. We're all going to the movie theater on Friday night. Like me and all my friends. Stuff like that. Now it's like if it's Friday night, I'm like, I can maybe watch half of a movie before I fall asleep on the couch. But
yeah,
you know
I don't
what?
have that in me. You got to start. You got to start at like 5:30 if you want to get a movie in.
It's worth the effort.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fridays rule.
Happy Friday, everybody. Fridays. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah. Friday. Yeah. Carnage movie. Standalone.
Deuce Bigelow 2.
My name is King Friday the 13th. Yes, and I like to speak and sing in large words.